Hello everyone. How are you today? Just popped on a few minutes early and pulling up my live on my screen. When you come on in, say hello. I'm just trying to find my live here. Hi Patty. Hi Marcy. For some reason it is not showing up on my iPad really quick, so waiting for that notification to pop on. Hi Rosalie, how are you guys? Refresh my iPad here. Hi Kathy, how are you? Just a few minutes early. Making sure I can see comments. I can see them on my phone, but you know how this works. Hello, Kathy from Minnesota. Come on in. I'm just a few minutes early. Just want to give people time to pop on in. If you're new here, let me know if you're a first-time viewer. I'd love to hear that. Or let me know where you're tuning in from. Hope you guys are doing well today. It's still another warm day, not quite as hot as it was yesterday, but I am ready for cooler weather, and I am hoping that the weather is accurate and being cooler this weekend and getting some fall-like weather. Do I sound okay? Can you guys see everything okay? Making sure we're all lined up. Only your second time watching, Kathy. Thank you. Hi, Heather. Hi, Tina. Looks good. Sounds good. Thanks, Marcy. Are we at the 33-second mark still, or are we shorter? Anyhow, I think we are actually at the top of the hour, guys. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, hello everyone. Good afternoon or good evening, whichever time zone you're watching me from. Today is Wednesday, September 22nd. Oh my gosh, September 22nd already. The time is flying. Well, my name is Tammy Savello, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator out of the San Francisco Bay Area, and I blog over at cardsbytlc.com, and I'm here for our weekly Crafty Wednesdays Facebook Live. If you are catching me live, you will see that little red live in the top left-hand corner of your screen. If you don't see that button, that just means that you're catching me on a replay either here, YouTube, or even my blog. But before we get started, I want to go over a few announcements. First off, registration for mine and my friend Jason's next Simply Inspired workshop is still open for about another week and a half. We are a collaborating team that we decided to do joint online classes together, and we're so excited that our second Simply Inspired workshop is officially open. The event is on November 20th, and we are making projects for about 20 projects total. You'll be getting materials for 8 tags, 4 pillow boxes, and 8 cards. We're going to be using the Simply Inspired, the Painted Christmas suite out of the mini catalog. And we're going to be using both bundles in the suite. So you will definitely want to purchase those ahead of time. So if you want to make the projects that we are making, the exact projects that we're making. But we're going to be using the leaves and this ribbon and of course the designer paper. But we have some amazing projects set up for you guys. Oh, Rosalie, it sounds like I'm underwater. Do I sound okay to everybody else? Just let me know if I'm sounding clear to you guys. I don't want to sound... that's why I actually have my mic, so it sounds more clear. Yes, Patty, you've had the honor of seeing a few sneak peeks. Okay, good. So, second announcement, celebration. We only have about 8 days left of celebration promotion. It's almost done. So please make sure you get those final items that you want before they're gone, because once they're gone, they're gone. In fact, this glitzy, dazzling paper that I used in several projects in the past several weeks is completely sold out. But there are still a lot of amazing products left, especially this Penguin Playmates paper. In fact, this past weekend, I was part of a 3-day online retreat, and my friend Patty Bennett, who's on here, and my amazing upline made some wonderful projects using this paper. In fact, I have a few of those projects here that I'd like to share with you. The first one is this cute little bag, gift bag that you could put little treats, maybe a gift card holder in it, but some yummy little goodies in there. But look how adorable that is, and it's so easy to make. So I might actually do this on one of our upcoming lives, so we can make that together. The second one is actually what used to be a CD holder, but she had several of these CD holders that she refurbished for us, or sent us to refurbish, and we made some amazing cute little pockets for this paper, and utilize this paper. It'd make a great gift card holder, or if you send out holiday letters or what have you. But it used up a lot of this amazing paper, and my favorite is this penguin shaker ornament. Isn't that fun? Love it. Yes, and next week we will be sharing, Jason brought up a good point, we will be sharing a sneak peek next week on each of our Facebook lives. So on my live next week, you'll get a sneak peek of what we might be doing in that online class, as well as Jason's lives are on Tuesdays. Hi, Tracy, how are you? Isn't that cute, Rosalie? I love the penguins. Okay, moving on. I could sit here and shake that shake that ornament all day long. So, do you guys want to see today's project? Today's project's so cute. I am so desperate for fall weather, you guys. Oh, I really want my sweaters, my boots, the cold, crisp mornings. So I figured if I made a fall card, it would inspire the temperatures to cool down a little bit, maybe. Plus, today is officially fall. So as of 12:20 today, it is fall. So happy fall, y'all. We are going to be using the Delivering Cheer stamp set today. I love to color with my Stampin' Blends, and this is the perfect image to color with. Now, I do have some other samples that I created, but you're going to have to wait until the end of the video to see those samples. But I thought this was a fun image to color. There are several actually other stamp sets that we're going to be using to color with as well. You like it, Patty? Isn't it fun? I'm like obsessed with the color scheme. My friend Rebecca, if she's on here, she helped me come up with the color originally. I did the cinnamon cider paper, and it was just a little dark, and she said pull out the gold. So that's what we did. We pulled out Bumblebee. So like I said, I love to color, and I used our Stampin' Blends. Speaking of blends, let me show you the colors that we're using today. So I pulled out this array of colors, and I thought that they, along with the dark Calypso coral, I just kind of blended that together. And of course the wheat and the flowers, I used dark Daffodil Delight And then for her leggings, I used the light crumb cake, and then for the pavement down here, I just used the dark or the light basic black. I know, I love the stamp set. Happy Fall, y'all. That was my favorite. In fact, it's in my thing. I never got rid of it. I love that stamp set. Okay, let's go ahead and keep that up here. And then also the colors that I used for the sentiment was the Misty Moonlight. And then of course, because we use the alcohol based markers, you want to use your Memento ink, because that will not bleed or make your color smear. Let's go ahead and bring in our pieces. So the card base is in Night of Navy, and of course we cut that at our traditional top fold, and we cut it at 4 1/4 by 11, and then of course we score it at 5 1/2 or fold it in half. Now again, the sizes and dimensions will be on my blog this week, so you can be sure to stop by there to get those. Then the I am drawing a blank here. The layer, the first layer is in the Bumblebee, and of course I embossed it in the used our Time Worn embossing 3D folder. I love this folder. It just gives it just enough subtle to where it's not overpowering the project, but gives it the extra texture on top. And then I came in with the Harvest Meadow designer paper. I love this paper, and in fact I need to get some more because I've used almost all of it now. But of course I had to bring in the Misty Moonlight color, and that piece is cut by 2 by 4. And then I have a 3/4 inch strip by 4 for the inside of the card, because you know I always have to add the inside piece to the card. And then this pocket piece is actually from the Stockings die sets, and it's a solid pocket piece, or a banner piece I should say. And these have some great dies and cute pet faces that we can cut out, and I'll be showing those in a later video down the line. But that piece is the piece that we're going to be stamping on today. And then of course the sentiment, I have a Night of Navy matte, which is at 2 by 1 1/2, and then a basic white scrap piece that it's about 1 1/4 by 1 7/8, just enough to mat that around. And then of course I stamp that in the Misty Moonlight. And then you'll need your 4 by 5 1/4 piece for the inside. But let's go ahead and get these out of the way, and we'll start by doing some stamping. Okay, and I'm going to bring in a piece of white scrap paper, just so when I'm stamping I want to protect my surface, and also when I'm coloring I want to protect it. So let's go ahead and just start off and get the sentiment stamped so it's done. And there are 2 great sentiments out of this stamp set. Warming Thoughts is to you this season. Words, Tammy. Slow down. Read. And then Sending Love and Christmas Cheer. And my mouth is really dry, so just 1 second. I'm sorry about that, guys. So much better. Okay. Let's come on in with my Misty Moonlight. You do have me saying that, Tracy. Okay, just go on in. Straight down. Straight up. Perfect. I didn't think I would do that. I had extra scrap pieces lined up and ready to go just in case. So we'll put that off to the side, and then we'll come in and start building our girl. Now this is a two-piece set. You have her lower body here, so you can do this flower arrangement, and then obviously there's like a partial of like a tree, like she's carrying a mini Charlie Brown Christmas tree. But I love that it's photopolymer because so it's easier to line up. Thank you, Rosalie. I just wanted some fun fall colors, and I just kind of I built it up for after I colored her. So like I said, originally I had Cajun crepe or cinnamon cider paper, but it was just a little too dark. And I do have an extra tag just in case I goof up. But if it doesn't quite line up, just bringing in a thin marker will help as well. Jason, she knows. I love it. Lexi is Jason's little puppy baby girl, and we have our weekly phone calls, and she's looking for me. I love it. Her auntie, she's looking for her auntie. Okay, no. Okay. Line that up, and let's see how. Ha! I did it! First time around. Yay! I didn't think that usually doesn't happen. Oh, and I got smeared on the bottom. That's okay. That's the part we'll color in the ground, so that won't be a big issue. Okay. Just give that a second to dry, and I'm actually going to leave that in there so we can kind of use that as a focal point. So I'm going to start out by bringing in my light crumb cake and coloring her stockings. Now I do like the fact that it does also, and you'll see it on a future project that I have here off to the side, but you could give her little leggings, but I liked the tan solid leggings on this particular image. I'm just doing straightforward coloring. The only shading I'm going to be doing is probably her coat, and I might do a little shading with the paper of the flowers. Just going to be quick and easy. I love our blends because they blend real nicely. So now I'm going to come in with the coat, and I'm going to start off with my darker light Night of Navy and just kind of do some lines there. And then I'm just going to go in and blend out with my dark balmy blue, and it just kind of blends together and it gives it a nice little shading. What I love about the Stampin' Up! Stamped images is it gives it a natural, a lot of the times they give you the hard work is already done for you. And I'll look at comments in just a second because I can't color and chew gum. I could barely color and talk at the same time. And anybody who knows me, I'm a huge klutz, so I can barely walk and talk at the same time. Because I will run into something. Does anybody else find coloring very therapeutic? I could sit here and stamp a bunch of our stamped images out of our catalog and just color. I know a few people on here find coloring very therapeutic as I do. Okay, let's color her scarf and her mittens, and that is in the dark soft succulent. Marcy, you loved it since you were... Same. Hi, Allison. How are you? Yeah, it's just very therapeutic. Now I do go a little stir crazy on images that aren't quite as spread out. If it's more fine and detailed, I go a little crazy, but I love bigger images that I can't mess up and just shade naturally. Okay, now I'm going to come in with my dark Calypso Coral and my light Cajun Craze. Just kind of, again, do my lines. And then I believe those are in Calypso Coral, the flowers. So I'm going to come in with my dark Calypso Coral and blend. Now it comes out super bright, but once it dries a more natural color, and that's what I loved about the alcohol based markers. It blends naturally and dries naturally. This little tiny piece here. Okay, now let's come in with her flowers, and I use the dark Calypso, or the dark Daffodil Delight. Just kind of slap some color on it, no heavy detail. Maybe I'll put a little bit of yellow right there, a little bit of yellow right here, and then we'll do the rest in the Calypso Coral. I do too. I love watching people. I could watch Patty color all the time, all day long. It's very therapeutic. Just getting that color on there. Maybe I'll add a little bit of yellow down here. There we go. A little bit of yellow right there. I must have used the lighter Calypso Coral on this one, because this one's just dry. This one's just a little dark, but that's okay. We're just gonna kind of even it out a little bit so it doesn't look. I kind of like it darker too. Now come in with the light basic black and cover up my boo-boo and just make a ground. There we go. Now we can start building our card. So let's come in with our Night of Navy card base. And my bone folder is probably hiding somewhere over here from our 3-day retreat. Go. Then bring in my Bumblebee Time Worn. Isn't that cool? It gives it just the right dimension. I love this embossing folder. You feel an order coming on, Marcy? Do you not have the delivering chair set? I'm telling you, I loved this set. Absolutely loved it. It just reminded me of like a 1950s old soul type style image. Very vintage looking. I loved it. And you'll see when I show more samples. Now I'm using the multi-liquid glue. I like to use that when I use my embossed images so it soaks into the cardstock. And then of course it's easier to have that wiggle room. Okay, there's that, and then we'll bring in our Harvest Meadow designer paper. Get my Tombow on there. Well, I feel an order coming on, Marcy. 100%. I figured if I'm easily influenced, I like to influence my customers and my fellow demonstrators. So we're in it together. Now I'll just come in and put that banner piece just like that. I think I'm gonna, no, I'll use the Tombow. I was gonna use a little bit more sturdier tape runner, but I honestly think that the Tombow will be just fine. Okay. There we go. I'm not liking how that's blending, so I'm gonna bring back my Balmy Blue and just kind of blend that out just a little bit more. Okay, now we are gonna do our sentiments. And I'm actually going to pop this sentiment up after I finish gluing this top piece down. And then I'm going to bring in some dimensional sheets because that's just easier and makes it more evenly spaced. Otherwise I'm using up a bunch of glue or a bunch of Stampin' Dimensionals, and I want this just a little bit. It's a lot easier to do just one. Just got to trim that off just a little bit. One fair swoop, you know? It makes it a nice even Steven. I couldn't think of the word. There we go. Now we are going to go ahead and add our Harvest Meadow strip to the bottom for the inside. And I'm going to leave it blank because I usually write a book to my friends and family. Okay, put that at the bottom. Come in and just add this, and we'll add some embellishments to finish off the card. And today's project is done, but stay tuned because I have some other samples with the exact same stamp set, and I was really excited in how happy they turned out, so I'm excited to show you guys. Okay, hi Amy. Okay, now I'm gonna finish this off with the blue with the holiday rhinestones. I had a newer pack that I used from this weekend, but who knows where they're at. They're probably buried. If you could see the cyclone of the mess behind me. This is the cleanest part of my stamp room right now. Finish that off. And there we go. All done, you guys. Do you like it? So, as promised, I have Let me bring in the stamp set really quick. This is the whole stamp set, so I have some other images to show you. The first one, like I said, it had the little girl with the more of the Christmas tree, and I loved this. I love how that turned out. My favorite though is a Dutch fold. I learned a Dutch fold cut this weekend from Patty on our retreat. And doesn't this remind you of like a 1950s housewife, June Cleaver? And the whimsy paper is absolutely fun. The colors are non-traditional. And I am basing my craft room color scheme this year based on these color schemes, based on that paper. So I'm going to have to show you when I decorate for the holidays in here what we come up with. But those are the designs. Do you like it? Oh, I love Lucy, Patty, 100%. Yes. 100% I love Lucy. Okay, so for this week's giveaway, I'm going to be giving away the fall cards to send out some fall cheer. Now, I just realized that I never did my last week's drawing from the teacher card from last week. So I will be doing 2 wheel decides on Friday, this Friday, September 24th. I'm going to be doing one for the teacher and then one for the fall card. So for the code for this week, if you want to receive the fall card or be entered to receive the fall card, is going to be #fall. So that is this week's code if you want to receive this card for a thank you for coming and watching me each week. As always, I really appreciate you all joining me each week. If you have a crafty friend that would love to watch these videos, please share with them and invite them to watch either me live or on the replay or even my YouTube channel. I posted last week the link to my YouTube channel. So feel free to invite them there, here on my business page and my blog, cardsbytlc.com. All of my links are there. All of my social media links are there. My Instagram, my YouTube, my Facebook. But in the meantime, I hope you're able to join me next week for another Crafty Wednesday and also a sneak peek of mine and Jason's upcoming live upcoming class. Excuse me, I saw a live pop in on my screen. It threw me off. But I hope you're able to join me next week again for another Crafty Wednesday, and I hope you have a wonderful day and the rest of your week, and I hope it cools down for wherever you guys are tuning in from. I'll see you next week. Bye everyone.